Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. So today we're going to be reviewing the Batman A Death in the Family. Not to be confused with Batman Death of the Family, which is a newer installation of Batman, or newer as in New 52. This is an older story, so this is pre-Flashpoint Batman. Pre a lot of stuff actually. This is a very early story. I think this is pre-Nightfall even. So, if that gives you any kind of indication of how old it is. Batman: A Death in the Family is essentially a story where Jason Todd, Robin, dies. I don't think that's much of a spoiler. The story itself has been out there for a long time. It's very popular. It's very well known. If you've read Batman, you've seen, you know, Batman's characters and like sidekicks, and like I think you can infer based off of just general dialogue because this story gets referred to a lot in future text and stuff like that. So it's not an unpopular story. So I think it's safe to say. I mean, he's even on the cover. I don't think it's much of a spoiler to say that. Um, so this trade paperback format, Batman: Death in the Family, it regularly goes for 28.99 Canadian. The deluxe format just came out, so if you want to get that one, you can too. What does this trade paperback collect? That's a good, important question. Normally, you wouldn't really have to consider that, but this actually has more than just a death in the family. So, this volume collects Batman 426 through 429, as well as 440 through 442, and the new Teen Titans 60 and 61. And it also includes Batman Annual number 25, as well as an afterword by Marv Wolfman. So this story includes, yes, the main storyline, a death in the family, but it also includes A Lonely Place of Dying. So it's the after the events of this story, it's when Tim Drake becomes Robin, where he kind of finally comes back and is introduced. So it's interesting. If you want some more history on like the Robin characters, like Tim Drake, this is a great one. Also for Jason Todd, because this kind of has a giant ripple effect on all future storylines. So before we get into the story, as much as I've already delved into it, let's look a little bit at the art. This is some old-fashioned quality art. Like this is just a style you don't see anymore, but like you look back at it and wow. Even though like a lot of people, I know some people who wouldn't like this art style mainly because like, oh, there's not as much shadowing, there's not as much detail. Okay, but like that's kind of part of it. Like there is effort, there is great art in this. You cannot deny that. And not only that, but like it's a unique look. Like no one would go back and watch Justice League animated series and judge it for like looking as it did in its time. Everyone loves it because like yeah, it's a masterpiece. And honestly, this book in itself is, I think, a great story. It delves more into who the characters are. It's less of a Batman story and more of a I'd say a family story, almost like not sitcoms. Sitcoms are not this dark, but it gives you more information. Like, okay, how does Bruce feel right now? Like, what is he thinking? There's a bit of a psychoanalysis going on from Bruce onto himself, basically saying like, oh, like this is happening. I need to stay focused. I'm worried too much. I'm getting too emotional. Like you get to hear more of what Batman has to think of while he's on the job, and I think that's important. And you also get some detective work in here as well, which you don't see as much anymore in the newer Batman, which I think's a bummer because like Batman's a detective. You need that. So yeah, like I said, this story includes the death of Robin, Jason Todd's Robin to be more specific, and even weirder, it includes. Here's the nice little panel for you. Even weirder, it includes the Joker becoming a political ambassador, um, so that he's technically immune from crimes. Like basically, like oh, now that he's recognized as a political ambassador, he's immune to being like arrested. He can't be legally acted upon. And Batman's like, yeah, no, that's bullshit. I hate that. He's like, I'm pissed. Um, but like they can't do anything until the Joker actually does something to instigate something. So like it. I thought that was kind of a weird thing to add in, but you know what? It is a book of its time. Politics, even now, still politics are very large and emphasized upon. And I think back then, especially, politics were a thing. without a doubt. We got the new Teen Titans cover here. I do like the way they inserted these covers. You still get, that old-fashioned art, and you know what you're reading. I hate not knowing where I am in a story. Oh, another cool thing is you actually get to see detective work by Dick Grayson and Tim Drake together in the Teen Titans issue. So I really enjoyed that. This art overall, I'd say it's good. It's a solid look at what Batman is. Classic art, and you see Nightwing in his classic outfit too, which I might get a little bit hate for, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. I don't hate it. I definitely like the newer looks. So Batman: Death in the Family, that's the art. Story wise, I've pretty much gone over it. Basically, Robin is looking for his mother. He finds out that apparently his mother that he's grown up with isn't actually his biological mother. And he doesn't know exactly who is his mother, but he knows the last name and he knows the last initial and the first name of the woman. So he narrows it down to like 3 or 4 different women, and he ends up going like against Batman's orders. He goes searching for her. Because Batman's like, Joker's a threat, we need to focus on him right now, yada yada yada, all Batman stuff. And so, Robin's like, screw that, I'm gonna go looking for her. And so, along the way, you get to see some detective work, you get to see, eventually Bruce and Jason meet up and they work together. Eventually, something goes awry, I'm not gonna say how exactly, but Jason Todd dies, as I showed you in that panel. Super bummer. There's a small plot twist, actually, I didn't really expect in this story, so kind of shakes it up a little bit, which is good. I think if a book's too straightforward with you, it gets kind of boring. And then I like that they included the Lonely Place of Dying storyline in the end, because I'm pretty sure to get Lonely Place of Dying now, you'd either have to get it collected like this, or you'd have to find single issues. There's no actual Lonely Place of Dying trade paperback, or if there was, I'm pretty sure it's out of print. So I think this is definitely an essential for anyone who's a completionist when it comes to reading Batman. Like, this is a must-know story. If you don't know it, then you're definitely missing a lot of context when it comes to, Red Hood and just the Bat family in general. I think this is a very important read, or at least knowing the story and what happened is of key importance. This book overall, it was a light read. I won't lie, this has been a light week for me. I haven't read a lot. But overall, I'd recommend it to anybody. I'll leave a link to getting the deluxe and the trade paperback formats in the description below. Sorry for the shorter video, guys. I've just been really busy this week. I'm hoping to next week have the Aquaman by Jeff Johns Omni review out, or if not next week, the week after that. I actually have that just down there next to the Superman Omni that I just reviewed. In terms of what's going on with my channel, I just want to say thank you guys so much for your response to all of my videos, but especially my my March haul. Seeing all those people commenting, talking, discussing about DC, and just seeing how many people the video reached to me was just really inspirational. It motivated me to be like, okay, yeah, for sure, I'm gonna make sure I put out these videos. People like them. I want to do that. So thank you guys for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Hopefully next week I'll have an Omni review out. I know you guys seem to like those a lot more than the smaller trade paperbacks, which is completely understandable. I love them too. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you stay safe and healthy in this unfortunate pandemic situation we're in. But yeah, keep it real, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.